now, Yakko Warner with Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Voices from the Vortex.
Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
And you smell like one, too.
Oh.
Oh, hey. Smell like what? The Vortex? I don't know.
Wah, wah,
Hey, everybody.
Hey, this is Matt.
And this is Taylor. And
Hi.
it is the 1-year anniversary of Voices from the Vortex. Time
1
flew. We
year?
cannot, I don't believe it at all.
We hopped in the TARDIS just to check.
Yeah.
This is actually our second episode.
Yeah. No, this is, this is episode 4.
Episode 4, Voyage Home.
Yeah, that's what we'll call.
Yes.
That's what we'll call it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. No, this is. We're excited. We started this last year, and just for fun, and then we were like, well, let's do one for each season, and then when season 7 starts, we'll do the episodes, and it all went off with many hitches, but
It still goes off with many hitches.
It went off. Yeah.
We're just filled with hitches.
Yeah. And
They call us the Hitch Brothers.
yes. Hitches. Okay, so
I got 99 problems, but a hitch ain't one.
hitch ain't one. Yeah, there you go. Oh.
Oh, that joke's timeless.
And we're done. No more podcasts. This is the last. No, I'm just kidding. It was great, and we're gonna keep going because as long as there's Doctor Who, we're gonna keep going, and maybe even if they ever end the thing, we might still keep going.
Oh, but
hey, remember this part?
It
was so great.
Hey, welcome to another week of I Love Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Hey, that was so cool. Cybermen.
Is that how we're gonna talk when we're?
That is exactly how I'm going to talk.
Oh man.
Well, special guest stars like Cyberman number 5.
Yeah.
How you doing, Cyberman number 5? Delete.
Oh,
Yep.
really? Yeah.
That's
about
classic.
I don't know what I expected.
So welcome all of you out there to Voices from the Vortex, episode 4,
Woohoo!
A New Hope.
A New Hope, yeah.
We have some exciting news today on the Vortex.
We do.
Oh my god, hold on.
Okay.
And drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new doctor.
Holy crap! Oh my gosh, new doctor.
New doctor.
This is crazy because this is the first time I've had to deal with this.
It's kind of hard.
Because
It's a little tough.
as the listeners who've heard this know, I started a little later, so I knew that Matt Smith was already coming up, and I'd already seen I may have seen the 11th Hour or something. I don't remember. And so I knew, I already knew there was a new TARDIS interior. I knew there was a new sonic screwdriver looking thing. I knew what he was wearing. He had his bow tie. It was cool. But this, I have no, it's we don't know. What's he gonna wear? Are they gonna change anything? What's gonna happen? So.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, when David Tennant was first announced, and he was going to become the Doctor, they had a big thing in SFX magazine, which I used to read at the time, which I really liked. And it was all about, the new Doctor, the Christmas special that was coming up. And on the cover, it was all Christmassy with the TARDIS in the background and Rose. And it had David Tennant wearing his jammies with the robe. And I thought, finally, a Doctor that's going to wear jammies.
Sleepy time Doctor.
A sleepy time Doctor. And it hurt a little bit when he didn't. But that's okay, because we came to know him. And love him.
And his awesome outfit.
His amazing outfits. But no, it was really cool. And, Matt Smith's announced, and he was wearing, these slim jeans and this, very 8th Ninth Doctor jumper with shirt with a cool looking black coat on and standing in front, looking all like swank and modern, and I was like, oh, this guy's totally gonna be like the modern sleek Doctor. And then he showed up in a bow tie with the professor's jacket.
Tweed jacket, yeah.
Tweed
The
jacket,
elbow
naturally.
patches. Yeah.
Elbow patches.
I mean, how nerdy can you get there with the elbow patches?
But we all fell in love.
Yes.
And have come to love him
Yes.
and know him and will soon miss him.
Yes.
So then I see Peter... Oh, I shouldn't say it yet. Should I say it?
Yeah, go
Are
ahead.
we gonna say it?
This podcast is coming out late enough. I think everybody knows.
By the way, anyone who's listening, we watched Doctor Who. It's a TV show.
Yes.
Don't want to spoil anything. It's about an alien. Peter Capaldi, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Peter Capaldi. I always want to be like Italian when I say his name. It's Peter Capaldi.
It's me, Peter Capaldi, the Doctor.
Yes. Oh, mamma mia.
You got your Mario song.
That's his new. It's gonna be his new catchphrase. It's
"Oh,
mamma mia.
Me so wanted the princess for myself. Welcome to podcast episode 4 and the Goblet of Fire, as Matthew completely drives away all of our fans with horrible accents. No, but Peter Capaldi,
yes.
and the only we see him. He walks out on stage in this live event. It's all this tension. They're building and building and building, and Peter Capaldi, and he's wearing this real slick looking suit, and I'm like, okay, he's just introducing himself. And then there was this picture that I saw online. And it was a picture of, could he be wearing this?
Yeah.
And it was like grandpa vest.
Yeah.
With a scarf.
With a big, like, poofy thing. I didn't like it. I was like, no, please don't.
And for the first time, I thought, thank Moffat that it's always a ploy.
Yeah.
He'll turn up and he'll be wearing nothing but a Speedo, and that'll just be better. Okay? It's better.
A Speedo and like a lei, like a Hawaiian lei.
With an American accent.
Yeah.
I'm the Doctor.
I am the Doctor. Yeah. Well, he's Scottish, which is so he's going to have to do, unless they're going to make him Scottish, which might be interesting, but I doubt they.
Right.
I don't know. He'll have to do some kind of English
lots
accent.
Of planets
I think.
have a north.
Yes, they do. Lots of planets have another
Scotland.
Yeah. I haven't. Peter Capaldi apparently, this is news to me. Apparently, he's a pretty well-established actor.
Right.
Matt Smith was pretty much unknown, and I think David Tennant he maybe had done a few things, but
yeah. Peter
Capaldi is pretty well known as some other characters in some other British shows over there. So that's kind of interesting. They did, there was all this talk of who's it going to be? Is it going to be somebody relatively unknown who we don't know, or is it going to be somebody famous like Johnny Depp or something? Which, thank goodness. But
and everything became Tim Burton-ized.
Yes, the TARDIS is like all crooked and like curvy.
I have something better than a name. It's a compass. It's a location.
Yeah. So no, and they picked somebody. They picked somebody well known this time, which is interesting that they did that.
Well, yeah, well known for Britain.
Yeah. Well, that's where the show is filmed. I know we're American, but still, it's a Britain show.
Shut it.
British.
It ought to be ours.
Yes.
Take it by force.
And the other thing is, he's old. He's 55, which is, I believe, the age that William Hartnell was when he started playing Doctor. So that's another thing that is completely different from what we're used to.
It's true. Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
It'll be an older Doctor. Obviously, clearly, the dynamic will change between him and Clara.
Right. And we had talked about this before, but it almost seemed like they had sort of a paternal, father-daughter kind of thing, or grandfather-granddaughter even, kind of feel to them. But then they were throwing in all this, flirting and
right,
and sexual tension or something. The Doctor would do something. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to." Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely going to change. Unless Clara decides to rob the grave.
So, no, I think it'll be exactly the... Right. No, that'll be exactly the same. There'll still be all this sexual tension. Be like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to accidentally grab your hands, as we do in my time.
Yes.
And she'll be like, for the love of God, just snark me. He said, pushing away anyone left listening to the podcast. Hi! Successfully, to all the really creepy people out there that are now listening to the podcast, welcome to Voices from the Vortex, Episode 4, Breaking Dawn.
No, we are not calling it Breaking Dawn. No matter how much
Part
you try to convince me. So yeah, I mean, he's going to be older, which a lot of people were not fans of that, which, I could see why. We're used to this. It's different. Yeah, it's very different. We're used to this young action hero. I think the show is going to shift dramatically into sort of... I don't think he's going to run as much. I don't think he's going to be as action-packed. I think there's going to be action, but I think a lot of it may be done by Clara, or, I think it's going to be more intellectual on the part of the Doctor.
Well, and, that's actually interesting you bring that up, too. Eccleston was a more physical Doctor, but not nearly as much as Tennant. Eccleston seemed like there was some running, but there was a lot of darker moments where there was investigation. And then, along comes Tennant, and, things just really kick into high gear. Tennant's all about the running and the running and the running. Yeah. And then we get to Matt Smith, and that really calms down. Smith's time as the Doctor is not marked by running. It's not marked by, in motion, but it's still very action-packed. And it's interesting. It's just interesting to see that, Moffat takes that with him. He brings sort of this darker tones. So maybe this is just him settling the Doctor down, kind of bringing him back, say, down to a more manageable level. I don't know if that's a good word or not. I think it might betray what I'm trying to say here, but kind of brings him down a little and says, we don't need to have a Doctor who's like, we could have a Doctor that stops for a second and goes,
what have we here?
What have we? Are you a, shall I say, Dalek? And Clara goes, no, Doctor, I'm Clara. Just wear your glasses. Oh, the specs, right, of course. Oh, Clara, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
I mean, this is, I'm just really interested in, is he going to have a new sonic screwdriver? This is the stuff I want to know. I think they'll probably leave the TARDIS alone, because they just changed it.
That's what, okay. I'm going to successfully not finish a sentence now. Matt Smith had two different TARDISes.
Yes.
And I like his TARDISes. Don't get me wrong. I love the desktop themes. But, maybe kind of going back to a 8th Doctor TARDIS. Maybe bringing it back a little bit and say, well, he's an older man. He's probably going to sit down and have a cup of tea. I don't know, and read a book.
An armchair. Yeah.
This is going to be the least exciting show ever. So what did you do last night? Well, I was watching Doctor Who. Oh, what happened? Were there Daleks and Cybermen and the Master? And
no, but he spilled his tea. It was so nerve-wracking.
It was so hot at first. He had to blow on it, and then he read a book, and he kind of fell asleep after a couple pages. But, he was tired.
The whole show is just him sitting in a chair, reading his book, and Clara's standing. Clara's like, are we going to go? Are we going to do something? He's like, all in good time, my dear.
Remember that time we did this? Yes, Doctor, I remember. Can we go do it again? No, another day. My arthritis is acting up.
Yes. Well, could you come fluff my pillow for me?
Fluff my
please. She becomes his nurse.
Turn the TARDIS down. It's too loud.
Yes.
The TV's super loud,
Yeah.
I can't hear the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, I've seen this one.
greatest show ever.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I mean, it's gonna be different. I think that's, and I was expecting it to be different. But I have to say, the change from Tennant to Smith was different, but it wasn't that different. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's not. I feel like this is like a drastic change, especially in the type of actor, which is going to make it a lot different. I mean, Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith, they're all young guys,
Sure.
able to doing stunts and stuff. And this. I mean, he's 55. He's not that old, but there's going to be. He's going to hold himself differently, I think.
Very much so. I think you're right. And it really is. It's going to be a very different show. Moffat always said he wanted to bring the Doctor back to sort of where the Doctor was in the old show, where nobody really knew who the Doctor was. Nobody he would work in the shadows. He would travel just to travel. And, I kind of see Capaldi being a lot like McCoy, being Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, the Seventh Doctor. And I know you haven't seen a lot of those, but even his sci-fi stuff, he was a bit of a goofball, a bit of a clown, but he really, everything was always so dark, and everybody else sort of did the running and the stuff. And he just sort of walked into a room,
Yeah.
And
I think he's going to be
investigating.
I hope he's somewhat classy, I think he's going to be.
I think he will be.
I think he's going to be smooth, classy. Maybe he'll have a martini.
So James Bond?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You'd be like, that would be kind of cool, a James Bond type Doctor.
Jason, call me who?
Doctor Who.
I'd like an Altarian brandy.
Yes.
I want it Sonic and phase.
Sonic, not...
Sonic,
Monster.
Not stirred. Not like one of those shaken or stirred sissy drinks.
And then, and Clara, outfit, she's always in, real skimpy, risque outfits, the whole time. She's like, oh, Doctor, what are we going to do? So, yeah, I don't know. And this is also real interesting, too, because Clara is staying on. So,
yeah.
So, obviously, the relationship will change. And I'm sure they have some sort of chemistry. We'll have to see what that chemistry is.
Right.
And they wouldn't have hired him if they didn't. But, yeah, it's going to be weird. It's back. It's just like, with Rose staying and switching over to Tennant.
Right, with a little less making out.
Right. Yes. I think that when it switched to Matt Smith, it was a complete change. I mean, it was like we never heard of any of the old companions ever again. He got Amy. It was a totally new companion. Totally new everything. Right. And here, I think it's changing doctors, but a lot's going to be the same. I think there's.
Well, this will be the Eccleston to Tennant changeover for Moffat's run.
Yeah, definitely.
We just got 3 seasons out of our Eccleston as opposed to 1.
Wouldn't that have been nice?
It would have been different.
I think that would, at least if he had at least 2 seasons. I think that.
Yeah.
Would, because
give him a little more time.
Because Tennant really came into his own by the end of the 2nd season. Mm-hmm. When right at the end there when Rose left, I was like, all right, I really like Tennant. And then if he had regenerated right there, I'd have been like, no. Luckily we got a couple more seasons out of him after that. After that's for me. It's like I really start to like the new Doctor. At least it's precedent has shown that the new Doctor, I'm like, I don't know, right when it starts, and then I'm like, well, okay, I'm liking this, and then by the end of the 1st season, I'm like, okay, he's awesome.
Yeah. And
with Eccleston, I got that. Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways those are my favorite episodes of that that series. And you get there, and then you're like, well, no, don't go. I just started to like you. I just really like you now.
Don't go.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Really, it makes for such a great dialogue. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see that much different in the writing. I think we're gonna get the same kinds of adventures as we get with Matt Smith.
Correct.
I really do.
I did. Yeah.
I just think the difference is going to be the person.
Yeah,
and how he approaches.
Yeah, how he approaches the problem. You know, I think it's going to be more. I do believe it's going to be more intellectual and more like maybe even like a mystery solving kind of thing instead of a.
I hope. I really. I know I harp on this a lot, but I really want that investigative doctor.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, he does that now, but it's that, and then it's like, and now I'm going to, you know, bite off something with my sonic screwdriver, you know.
Right. Right.
You're right, and there's some dramatic scene where so I think it'll change a little bit, which a lot of people might not be into that. We've kind of grown accustomed to crime fighting superhero doctor, you know. So
it'll be different.
Yeah,
it really will. And if he wears a cardigan sweater, I might have to go to England and talk to Moffat personally.
Say no.
Say no.
Hit him with a newspaper. No.
Bad Moffat. I'll spray him in the face with a freaking spritzer. Bad Moffat. Bad. Oh.
Just picture Moffat in the corner like.
Welcome to Voices from the Vortex, Episode 4. Live free or die hard.
So, have you seen any of Peter Capaldi's stuff?
Very, very, very little. Yes, I mean, clearly we've seen the stuff he's done in Doctor Who.
Clearly, yes. I forgot to mention this. Yeah, if anybody out there didn't know, he was in the Fires of Pompeii.
Yes, he was. He was the father.
He was the father of the family who, ironically, took the TARDIS and wanted it as art. So, and the Doctor saves him at the end.
Well, he plays another part. For those of us who all saw Torchwood, Children of Earth.
Oh, right,
he plays the guy in charge of. I can't remember the exact department. I'm imagining it's like the CIA over there, but for them, it's British intelligence, MI6, right?
I think so. It's been a while since I've seen that. Yeah.
Right, he's the guy that puts out the blank sheet, the white sheet, which is the kill order for Jack and his Torchwood team.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, definitely. My biggest problem is that. If I'm going to have a problem with this guy, that's going to be it. And it's not like he can't do other things. I feel like if you're going to take a guy that you've used before, you're really you're not doing justice to the Doctor. The Doctor, and he has in the past said, he doesn't believe in taking the face of someone else who's alive or someone else who exists in the universe, because they still exist in the universe. He says that to Romana when she regenerates, but he accepts it from her. And maybe this is, maybe he's finally got to a point where he's going to be able to say, well, now I want to take on a form or a face that I represent with a father figure, sort of an older gentleman, an older man. He would have remembered the man from Pompeii, the father. Uh-huh. So maybe that's it. Maybe he chooses this face.
Well, right. I was wondering if they were going to even just jokingly maybe reference it. And we'll see when we get there. But they did this whole thing of like with Martha. It was like, oh, my cousin worked at the building. She didn't make it. And we're all like, yeah, okay.
Do you follow Karen Gillan on Twitter?
Oh, yeah, she put that thing out. Because she's in the episode, too. She plays one of the...
Right, that was how she got the job as Amy. Is She was one of the soothsayers, one of the girls with the hands in front of their face. She was the one that followed the Doctor and Donna through the square. She tweeted right after Capaldi was announced. She tweeted, I swear I've seen him in Pompeii.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I wonder who else from Pompeii. We should be looking out. I'm going to watch that episode again and see who else in there. I bet the next Doctor's in there somewhere.
Wait a minute, the son was the master? The daughter is actually Clara?
Yeah.
They were just on holiday. Why do they have fob watches? Oh.
Not again.
Not again.
Well, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, that's the last thing I'll say is about this whole thing is I'm really excited for this. As sad as the episode will be when Matt Smith regenerates, I'm ready. I mean, I'm excited.
I am too. This is going to be a really good step in the right direction. I think we're going to get some really cool stories, and I'm ready.
Yeah, me too. So
that's all I've got for this one.
Yeah,
guys.
me too. We still have the 2 episodes left here for Matt Smith. We have the Christmas
50th anniversary.
Yeah, the 50th with which that's going to be probably the highlight of the year for me. That thing looks like it's going to be so good.
Right.
Just from anything I've ever seen or heard about it, and I know who's in it. Some of these, I'm excited. So
3 doctors in it,
basically, yeah, or more. That he's.
We don't know.
Yeah, anybody could be in this thing. Somebody asked him, "Why isn't Captain Jack going to be in the 50th?" Because John Barrowman had said, "Sorry, you guys, I'm not in it," or whatever. So someone asked Moffat, why isn't Captain Jack going to be in it? And he said, "How do you know who's not going to be in it?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to believe anybody. I'm going to, unless they've announced that they're going to be in it.
Well, and at first David Tennant was saying he wasn't asked, he wasn't going to be in it.
Yeah, and Billy Piper too. Like, I haven't heard anything,
Yeah.
Yeah, no one has contacted me about anything.
Someone even, I think I even remember someone saying, well, Billy's going to be in it. Well, that would never happen because, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And look
what you get. So, I wouldn't be surprised if some people popped up, but...
Well, and right after the name of the Doctor aired, John Hurt went on the record saying that's not really him. He says, I would never be in Doctor Who. So they're lying.
Right.
I'm kidding about that, folks. He did not say that. That would be absolutely ridiculous for any human being to do right after everybody saw their face. Welcome to Episode 4, the never-ending story for Valkor's Revenge.
Okay, now you're getting lazy. The never-ending story 4.
4.
Toy Story 4. No, wait, that's not. They haven't made that yet.
Shrek 4. Back to the Past. I don't even know what the name of that episode is.
Something Ever After or something. I don't know.
Shrek Ever After?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, man. Well, that's all I got for this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have successfully survived another Voices from the Vortex, brought to you by my lovely companion, Taylor.
Oh, now, hold on. You're the
With
companion.
his beautiful feminine eyes.
Yes.
And
Hey,
me,
come on now.
Matthew, the very manly man.
Yeah, well done.
I mean, my incredibly awesome cohort in crime, Taylor.
Yes, and Matt, I'm excited for the next year of this. We couldn't have done this. I couldn't have done this without you. So, thanks.
Well, you could have, but it wouldn't have been nearly as funny.
No, I would have just been babbling about Doctor Who. It would have been a very boring podcast.
I'd have listened.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, everybody out there who's been listening to this, thank you.
To all our fans.
Awesome. The problem is I don't actually know who's listening. Because there's really no way to monitor it. I put the download link out there. I don't have no way to know how many times it's been downloaded.
We should set up a website. We should stream it.
Yes, we should. We should do that.
We should have an actual time that people could come listen to it, like a radio show. We could stream it.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
And then you could download the archives.
Sure. Maybe in the future. Yeah. If you do listen to the show...
And web design.
No. If you do listen to the show, we would love some feedback.
Send us an email.
voicefromthevortex@gmail.com.
Woohoo!
Obviously, Tumblr, this is where you found this.
Find us on Facebook. Send us a post on Facebook.
Yes, we have a Facebook page. We have a Twitter account, which we don't really use that often, but, you can Twitter it. Send me a tweet. Well, I reblog through Twitter, which then goes to Facebook. It's a chain thing I do. It works out, though.
How about this? For all those listening, anyone who listens to this, send us a Facebook post. Let us know and say something that you want us to, like a question you want us to answer.
Right.
On air, or something about Doctor Who, about science fiction, about us. Whatever you want, just ask us a question.
Yeah, we would love to talk to the fans if they're.
We will cite it next podcast.
Yes, we will. We promise. Yeah, or send us an ask on Tumblr or something too. You just any kind of feedback will be great because we love doing this and we love to, cater to anybody who listens. So,
and if you listen to this and you don't give us feedback, we're going to shoot a kitten. I swear to God, I'm going to kill it.
It's right here.
Save a kitten.
His name is...
Send us a tweet.
Yeah. His name is Mr. Whiskers. I'll give you some background on this cat, make you feel real guilty.
He was born in Afghanistan.
His parents died in a train crash.
Murdered in an accident in Russia. He traveled the world in a circus.
Yeah.
He almost starved to death in Utah. And now he lives.
And now we've nursed him back to health, and now we're going to shoot him. You do not give us feedback.
Don't let us shoot the kitten.
The kitten.
All right. Hey, this is Matt for the Vortex.
This is Taylor.
You guys have a great evening. Thank you for listening to Episode 4, Pokemon Returned with Mewtwo on Ice.
I don't think that's a real thing.
That is so... Turtles in Time.
There you go.
Denver, the last dinosaur. Eat a baby.
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time 4.
There's going to be like 20 after this. That's what it's called.
Wait, Airbud 4 on high. I don't know anymore.
I don't either. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.